Jay.
And I'm Elle.
And we are Apartment
24.
Today, we're going to be talking about body image. It's a very important episode. We have 4 special guests with us today.
Tamika.
Holly.
Hey, I'm Tiara.
Hey, I'm Tati.
All right, guys. How have you guys been? How are you guys doing during this quarantine?
I've been good. Can't complain. I've been working.
Yeah, me too. Working, doing makeup. That's about it.
Okay.
Tati, how about you?
The same thing, working, slaving.
At least everybody got a job.
I was just about to say that. We all
Amen.
essential out here.
Mm-hmm.
That is true. True statement.
How are you guys?
So what's on tap today?
All right, guys. So tell me, just for an icebreaker, so we could get this party started, what was your most drunk, embarrassing moment?
I'm not sharing that on live.
Hey. Icebreaker. Hold on, Jesus.
Icebreaker. Let's get to know.
So for me, right? This is when I was with you and Darrell, right? When we went out to Point I remember. I think Shannon know I'm going with this, right?
Yes.
So we was like in the house pre-gaming before we actually went out. And I was like, oh, let's take some shots. And so we was just sitting up there knocking them back.
They were, I was not.
Me and Shannon, yes. We were having a good time, right? I felt it a little bit. You know, I didn't feel like I was that bad off. Then next thing I know, I throw up, right? First time. About 10, 15 minutes later, I throw up again, right? Second time, boom. I'm like, okay, I think it's going now. I think I'm good. We go out to eat. Do it again. The whole time, the whole night, I was back and forth in the bathroom. First and last time I threw up that much.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure I had alcohol.
And you still with that?
Yeah, I would have stayed home.
I didn't feel bad though. Like I still, but after the second time, you know, it happened. I was like,
you was like already
go out, but then I just wasn't good. Just kept coming. Luckily, I made it to the bathroom in time every time.
Yeah, that was a good story,
right? Thank God you made it. I got one.
I forgot where I went. I went out for a couple of drinks. I don't know who I was with or where I went. I remember I was drinking a lot. And I always tell myself wherever I leave to use the bathroom before I go. I remember using the bathroom at least like twice before I left. I get on the train. I was coming from the city. And I remember I got to like Bowling Green. My mother lived in East New York. So once Bowling Green hit, I was like, damn, I got to use the bathroom. Train was going local. I'm like, all right. Like, I'm gonna hold it. And then the train came from underground, came out the tunnel. And you know, you start doing a little pee-pee dance and stuff. I'm sitting, I'm like, damn, I'm sitting down. This should be happening right now. The train comes to my stop. I just start hauling ass. I start speeding. I get down the stairs and I'm running to my mother's house. I'm running. I get across the street and like, not across the street, but yeah, across the street from the house. And like where the side of the sidewalk where I was at, the sidewalk was like kind of lifted. But me, it's like 12 o'clock at night. I'm running. I'm not looking. I fall. Bam. And I pee all over myself. And I was like, street man.
Goddamn.
Other buildings have security. So I had to literally take my jacket off and I tied it around my waist, but you can still see like all the pee on the front. So I'm walking the building, he looking at me. I'm like, don't look at me.
Yeah.
I was so mad.
Mine is bad, but not that bad. Like, I don't know. Like, I got really drunk and I was walking down, like, it's like a hill. Like, I don't know. Y'all know what Kingston is, but down that hill. And I'm coming down and I'm like, oh my God, it's coming. So I kind of cut off to the side of the building. I'm just like, I gotta pee. So I just did it in the corner. And as I'm realizing, there's a fucking camera right there. There's a camera right there. And I'm like, so now I'm like trying to run. I'm like really speed walking. After I finish, I'm like, bitch, you got nothing. So I'm running in the house, and the next day, hear my stupid self walking down the block slowly, trying to see if that camera was pointing to where I done peed at in the corner. And thank God it was not. I didn't get caught. I was like, ooh, I don't want to be on nobody YouTube. Like, crazy.
Okay, telling you take the TMZ.
But anyway, I'm not going to share mine. I'm telling you guys, I'm older than you all. And I've been really, really crazy up until that time I was pregnant with my daughter. So thank God I had her late. And that's all I got to say until my book is released like next year.
You releasing a book? Oh, wait.
Oh, yeah, girl. My life been good and crazy. But I made it through. You know? Hey, who's this?
All right, I guess I might as well share mine. I had to. Which one do you want me to share, Shannon?
The worst one. The worst one. You got to pick which one is worse.
The worst one?
Am I both there?
No. You know the one where you're there. But that's not bad. That's just like funny.
That's not bad. That was funny.
That's funny.
Oh, should I?
Should I? So, okay. Where were we? Did we go to like Logan's or something? I think we went to Logan's.
I'm not sure, but I told her I want you drunk.
Because I don't get drunk like that. I don't like being sick, so I don't get drunk.
She was like, hello.
I stuck when we came home. I was like feeling good. You know, I had a few drinks, feeling good. You know, I took my Tylenol or whatever before I went to bed. And then when we first came in the house, for some strange reason, I just decided to open up my window, stick my head out the window, and go, hello. I don't know why I did it. I just felt like it was so funny at the moment, so I did it.
Didn't she fall at one point?
No, I did not fall out the window.
No, not out the... Obviously, you didn't fall out the window.
I wasn't that
In the
drunk.
hallway. Dang.
Hallway?
Yeah, I thought she did.
No, I don't think so.
I don't really have a drunk moment. But go ahead, finish.
Yes, you do. College, probably.
That wasn't that bad.
Oh.
I was found sleeping.
Oh.
Oh, you one of those.
If you want to be,
Yeah.
I remember one time I went out with one of my friends. She took me to what's that place downtown again? She took me to some place downtown, and then she took me to some place up on Flatbush. I was drinking Henny all night. And
Anything can happen.
I don't drink Henny like that. So when I got home, I was told that I was found like leaned over the toilet like this, exactly like that, and I was just asleep. So that's embarrassing. That was embarrassing because my mother found me, but other than that, I mean, I don't think I have
that bad.
That's not bad at all.
No.
That's a good girl.
Right. You a sweetheart.
You tried to make it.
I tried to make it. I did.
But it's okay. Everybody's
not a drinker.
Right.
Yeah, that's okay. That's a good thing, though.
Okay, ladies, so let's get to our topic. Today, we are going to talk about body image. So I'm going to jump right into the questions, okay?
Alrighty.
So, what are some factors that play a big part in a person's image? Tati.
What you mean, like factors? Like
big factors. What goes into a body? What makes up your body image in your head based on today?
Well, me personally, I felt like me looking at how I was back in like high school and me being like more active, that's what kind of plays a part as far as my personal opinion. You look at where you're at now and you're like, dang, like back then when I was this age, I look like that. What was I doing then that I'm not doing now?
Okay. Tanika?
Honestly, body image today for me is how powerful I'm feeling. Like, honestly, like, used to be a while ago, I used to be like, too small. I think everybody want to be all big, big breasts, big butt, thighs to match. But now it's like, look, Jesus, you getting what you're getting with me. Be it little, big, or in between, honey. This is all you're gonna get until I got the money to pay for it.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I think there's a lot of factors that play into a person's body image. Like, you have social media, you have society, you have TV, you have movies, celebrities, and also it's like a self-image thing also, because you can have insecurities, and those insecurities could also lead to mental health.
That's right.
Like, there's also, if you want to say like mental health leading to stuff, there's disorders like anorexia and bulimia. Those are based on body images also.
And then body dysmorphia.
Right.
Oh,
I think
You know?
it grows. Like, I know that your kids nowadays, they're growing up with social media. They're growing up with celebrities in the limelight all the time. But I know, we're all peers. So when, at least in my experience, when I was growing up, my body image idea came from my peers. It came from my peers, and it came from my mom, because my mom raised me. So it's crazy actually to think that these kids are idolizing these people who have money to pay for all of these surgeries, or to look the way that a certain way. And then Shannon also mentioned the movies and stuff, like TV. When we were growing up, I never saw as many Black people in movies as I do now. I mean, it's still not enough, but like, you got movies like Along Came Polly or things like that, and those are the kinds of movies that I remember watching growing up, and they're just like skinny white girls. White girls their bodies have changed, but during that time, that was I think that resonated with me a lot.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you with the peers. Growing up, especially in like middle school and high school, social media was pretty much non-existent for us. So it was like whatever your friends look like or people in your school look like, that was your idea of body image. And we were all just normal kids. We weren't trying to, look like an adult, which these kids are essentially trying to do today.
Yeah.
Everybody in social media is older than you.
It is
You
crazy.
have these kids in elementary school and middle school looking up towards people who are 20
them.
years old.
Yeah.
And I'm like, you don't even have that yet. What are you even trying to get that for? It's not going to happen naturally.
Right.
But I feel that they do that because, unfortunately, this is my view, that they're not getting since social media is here, even their parents aren't there with them. So they go into social media to look for what they're missing. Like, for example, that conversation about beauty is not being had because the mother's on the phone or watching something crazy too on the phone, on the TV. So the conversation about beauty, conversation about self-esteem, the conversation is missing. So they're looking to something or someone or some type of role model, some type of imagery that's why they are, like, I was shocked. Somebody told me in high school kids are wearing wigs. I'm like,
They are.
Lashes to match, girl.
And they do their makeup and everything.
Be like, high school?
I would have never thought to wear a wig, a full wig and nails to high
And
school.
lashes. Don't
And they
forget
spend
the lashes.
money. They spend money on those things. The high school girls I work with spend hundreds of dollars. I'm like, what the heck? How?
I've seen
Their
younger than
parents.
that.
Their
I've seen
parents
junior
are
high school trying to get involved in that type of lifestyle. You'd be like, sweetie, how old are you? You're jailbait.
Exactly.
You're tricking people.
Exactly.
That man gonna go to jail.
Right, that's definitely true. I see a lot of kids like in middle school going to school with purses, not book bags or backpacks or something.
Like actual purses, brand name.
Actually, like a Michael Kors purse. I was like, your books can't fit in that. Your textbook can't fit in that. Where you going?
Because it's not, you're not going to school for education anymore. You're going to school to look
cute.
They're going to school
What
to
happened to
socialize.
regular
They don't
old
care about their
people?
education no more.
But
And sports ain't trendy, Shannon.
Right. Transport, the North Face
It's about
bags.
status now. It's about what you can afford.
Yeah.
but
So
are they wearing?
you don't carry books to school, I guess.
Probably not.
Or
Probably
you
not.
just need that one notebook and your
Right.
pencil.
And a pen.
Look, I'm here. Just mark me attendant. I'm good.
Listen, I used to teach high school students, right? Same thing. The weaves, the wigs, the nails, eyelashes, makeup, the cutest purses, cutest outfits.
But
Oh,
you know
so
what?
where your books
Their
at?
parents
Oh, I
let
don't have my
them.
book.
Their
Why don't
parents
you
let
have your
them.
book?
Books for what?
I have my cell phone. What you gonna do with your cell phone? Well, I'm gonna sit here, I'm gonna listen. I'm not gonna take notes. Okay, so you're not gonna learn. Okay, cool.
Right.
They don't care. But I worked at a
Well,
transfer
no.
school, so
Hey,
let me
guys,
not say
think about it this
a
way.
lot of students like that. My old students were like that.
Think about it this way. Like, I don't know about y'all. My mom used to whip the shit out of me. Like, I was never the type to be like disrespectful to a teacher. You're not taking my phone. Like, it's just not because I knew I didn't want them problems when I got home. Right.
Exactly.
My mother also would never let me wear the color red growing up. No
Me
red.
neither.
No.
It was an adult
We
color.
couldn't wear dark colors.
Red was for
So
prostitutes.
red.
Especially get your nails done.
One
No
time
red,
I tried it.
no purple, none of that.
Yeah, exactly.
Easter
Thank
colors.
God that she did that. She did the right
Right.
thing. For
Right. So I
real.
think that's where the disconnect is. Like the kids, maybe the kids, their parents let them do it to some extent. I know there's
Whatever
going to
you
be the
want.
kid that is sneaky. Of course, there's always one of them. I was one of them for a little while. But I think there are also kids like that as
But your
well.
parents would check you. These parents don't check their kids
Yeah,
the
they're
way
not
we
checking.
used to get
Nope.
checked.
And it's because they are too connected to social media, the
I
TV,
agree.
and XYZ.
Okay.
All these new technologies are just taking us away from what's important because like one thing I noticed, which I'm trying to dial back, but it's kind of hard because my business now, when Queen is ready, I turn off my phone, I turn off everything. When I come home, it's like, especially if it's a day I work, I don't touch my phone once Queen is here. I turn off my phone. If her, like it's Queen, especially if I have company, like if her father's here or my mother, if my mother's in town, stuff like that. Whoever's in my house at that time, I try to give everybody my full attention. And that's what people
That's
are lacking.
nice.
No, because for real, people they don't know how to communicate with each other. They don't know how to talk to each other. They think that I'm texting and you're here. Well, I can go. You know what I'm trying to say? If I can't have all your attention, ain't no reason for me to be here. And that's how I am. I'm very demanding. I am. I really am. And that's the thing. People were so desperate for friends and be accepted and all this other stuff. If I can't have all of you when I'm in front of you, I don't need to be around you. So
Another component about about body image is, at least from my own experience from when I was growing up, is boys. Like, what do boys like? Like, do I look
What
like
do
what
boys
you
want?
like? 'Cause
Yeah.
I like you, I think that's a super powerful one.
I agree.
So
And I think for me too, it was like just being around peers a lot. Cause when I was at home, it's like we was all thick, we all kind of big, so it wasn't really. I didn't really see a difference. But then when you go to school, you see all these skinny little girls. They all like size zeros and ones, and I'm like, oh, that's the size you should be. Okay. And so you get that idea like, oh, I'm too big. Like I should not be the size. It's not normal. So you feel like what you are is not enough. So you need to be like everybody else because that's what's normal. So that's what you kind of get in your head.
So Tiara, I heard that in your answer, you said that your mom did a whole bunch of influencing on your body image. So would you say that a person's upbringing has a lot to do with a person's body image?
Absolutely. It can go, to the right or to the far left, depending on who raises that child. But absolutely, because that parent, children look up to their parents, right? That's their first form of real love. So that parent is going to play a huge impact on the way that the kid thinks of themselves.
And I agree too. I think your parents and your family are the first people you're around when you're born.
Right.
You don't go to school till you're about 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So those first 4 or 5 years of your life, the only people you're around is your mom, your dad, your family. So of course, whatever they think or whatever they say influences you greatly.
Yes, it does. Because it can be really hurtful when your parent can just call you the F word, fat,
Yeah.
Right.
slim.
Oh, you're too big.
Right.
Stop eating. I've gotten that one before. Stop
Or
eating.
you skinny. Let's just have this
Oh,
conversation
skinny,
now.
yes.
Because
Oh, you
hold
skinny
on, like
down. You
it
need
could
to
be
eat some
real.
food.
Ooh, girl,
Yes.
you need a sandwich real quick,
Right.
and you be like, wait a minute, I done ate something.
And
What's going on here?
and I agree with you. I went through it 2 different ways. My older sister, she was real thin. She's light skinned. She got a shape. Her shape was, mind you, I didn't have my shape yet, but we're shaped the same. But being light, really shapely, she was always like a 6 or like a 6'8", something like that. And then I was like a solid 10, and this is in high school. But I didn't trip because everybody was different weights. There was some skinny girls, but I never, wanted to be skinny. But I remember one time somebody told me in high school, you would never be as small as your sister. And I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Somebody said that. No, I'm for real.
It hurts. It hurts.
Yeah.
But then when I went away to college, when I first went away to college, when I went to college like at Kent State, I gained a freshman 40. I didn't gain freshman 20. I gained 40. And then when I went down south to Morris Brown College, and I moved around, walking around, blah, blah, I got back to like a 10. But then I dated somebody who worked at Morehouse, and he ran track, and I ran with him. And I got down real small by the time I left Atlanta. I was like a 4'6". And then when I would go home, they'd be like, oh, you're too skinny. I'm like, well, damn. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Wins.
So the thing was, I felt it. I felt stuff growing up that hurt my feelings. Like, you will never be as small as your sister. And then when I get to small, oh, you know what I'm saying? It just, the
It
point
makes
is,
them happy either way. You just gotta make yourself happy.
I was a mess in my whole 20s trying to figure out what size to be and that's honey.
So
Sometimes.
where would you think that this idea of the perfect body came from then?
Society, I
think it just comes from society, from movies, from TV shows, billboards.
Mm-hmm.
They have a specific image of a woman that they want to portray. And if you don't fit that standard, you won't get portrayed.
I actually have a good answer for this too. I feel like it all started from the modeling days, if you want to be technical. Models had to be a certain size. If it wasn't a certain size, you couldn't model. Back in the day, the Victoria's Secret fashion show, all the models had to be at size 0. As time went on, the stick figure became curvy figure. Now we got models like Ashley Graham.
I 100% agree with you. 100%.
Because
100%.
But that's still a part of media.
that's
Models
all
controlled by the media.
Yes.
And fashion and TV and pop culture. That's all that is. Once someone has it in their mind that this is what they want to put out to the world, other major companies hop on a bandwagon, and then that's the kind of clothes they make, that's the kind of image they sell to the entire world, and you have no choice but to buy it, or you can't buy clothes.
Because you gulp it in. You
Honestly, I feel like music had a moment where, like, certain mix-a-lot. Back in the day when we all grew up, it was like, oh, you have to be a size 6 and below to be considered beautiful. But when Sir Mix-a-Lot came out with his my ender kinda don't, and everybody who was above that size or had a big old butt and felt more empowered. Yes, like, oh yay, they do like us. Instead of the way magazines and media made you feel like. Before social media, you just had media. So before that, it was like how media made you feel like, oh, you were too, honestly, I'm gonna say too black if you had like a certain curve to you, like you were black, and it was like, oh, it's not too cute. But now, when that song, and after that, it was like, oh, you a brick house, and everything after that came out. It was like, okay, you can be a little shape.
Was there ever a time you had insecurities about your body? If so, How have you overcome them?
I'm sure everybody had insecurities about
Yeah.
somebody,
I'll start with mine.
but
When
Huh?
I'll start
Okay.
with mine. When I was in middle school, I was in English class, particularly Miss Commissar's class, 7th
Are you
grade.
calling me?
We were going over the homework, and the homework was vocabulary words. The word was portly. For those who don't know what the word portly is, it means to have a stout body or somewhat fat or plump. Miss Commissar asked if anybody can use it in a sentence. This girl, she uses it in a sentence, and she says, Shannon is portly.
I would have put. Oh,
Everybody in
I'm
the
a fighter
You should
too.
have reported her.
Everybody in the classroom laughed, including the teacher.
oh my.
I left school crying that day. I got home, I purposely didn't eat. I didn't eat anything at all. Around 10 p.m., I wasn't feeling good. I had a bad headache. I felt like my head was throbbing. My aunt noticed that I didn't eat at all. She comes upstairs, she gives me some food. She asks me, she's like, what's wrong with you? Why you didn't eat? I said, well, I don't want to eat because I'm fat. She asked me, why would you feel like that or whatever? And I told her what happened. And you know what she told me? She said, fuck those kids.
Period.
You don't solve yourself for nobody.
All day.
You can seriously hurt yourself following that path. It's not what they call you, it's what you answer to.
Good auntie.
Facts.
That's what's up.
But imagine that at 7th grade.
I cannot imagine.
Right. Back
And that's
then.
the time
Had
of
the
kids
whole
starting
class
to build
sit
an
around and
identity.
I was the butt of the joke. The whole class, even the teacher laughed.
They would have expelled me. I got expelled too,
7.
when I was in high school. But they would have expelled me in junior high if that would have happened. I'm sorry. But my God,
That was really when I mean to tell you, like, that cut me when I
it's
was in
cutting you
7th grade.
still, you still got paid from that.
That really cut me when I was younger.
Okay.
And for my aunt to see that, I've never seen my aunt that mad that night. You want to stop eating?
I'm surprised she didn't go to the school.
Right. That's how I thought you were going to say.
How's she gonna go? She gonna go beat the girl up that called me fat?
No. You gonna go to the principal
Nah,
and
but you
tell
can
that
speak to the
principal that
teacher.
better not
Like,
be a teacher.
I would love to know what the kiki was.
Exactly. But you know what, though? I'm not trying to be funny. I'm about to tell on myself. I whisper when I'm threatening people. I whisper for them to hear me.
You threatening Queen's teacher? We're not even
Let me
gonna go
tell
there.
you this. Let somebody say something about my child.
We know.
Girl,
We know.
don't you ever break her spirit, or I'm gonna. And anybody say, "Did you say it?" I'll be like, "Did you hear me?"
I feel like the couple of things I didn't like about myself was my thighs were so big. They were always rubbing together, so I never wore dresses or skirts.
I love my legs. I love
And it was just like my mother didn't have that problem, so she still doesn't understand like why I have the biker shorts on. I'm like, because my thighs rub together. You don't understand that? Her thighs don't rub together, so she doesn't understand it. So she's never talked to me about it. She's never had that issue. It's it's unbeknownst to her. And then on top of that, I was always top heavy, and I didn't like the attention I was getting from guys in like middle school and high school. So it made me self-conscious. Now I'm like, my thighs are still gonna rub together, slap them shorts on and throw my dress on and call it a day.
That's right.
My breasts ain't getting no smaller.
Get a bra that fit.
Thank you. Get a bra that fit. Find some nice clothes and call it a day. Get you a nice stretch shirt. There you go. Can never wear button-down shirts. That's just what it is. I stopped trying to wear it because, you got to be professional when you go in your interviews with your pants and your button-down shirt. I could never wear those shirts. I was like, fuck, I hate these shirts. So I just stopped wearing them.
Even when I go to work now, I be told that my breasts be out by people
Yeah,
And
I said that. I was like, ooh, what you doing?
but
I was
even
like,
just wearing a regular shirt, it looks like my breast out, but it's a
Yes.
regular shirt. I'm not trying to have my chest showing.
okay, listen to this. I'm not trying to make funny. I'm
Okay.
sorry. I shouldn't have done that. But since I do work, no, I did. It was me.
It was her.
Honestly,
I know what
It was
me.
her. That's
no,
why I
I'm
said
being
it.
honest because I know because I worked in undergarments. I worked in plus I worked like I said, I've 16 years. I worked in every part of fashion. I know how to. I can dress you, and your breast will look get a minimizer. The thing is now they have stretch in those button down shirts now that they didn't have 10 years ago. The fabrications has changed so much. Whatever you want, I can tell you where to go get it to do what you want. The thing is, we also our pockets are different.
Mhm.
We can't. It's different things that weren't available to us
Years
5,
ago.
10, 15 years ago, as far as the fabrications of garments. And I apologize if I offended you in any kind of way because no, I'm being dead. I'm being dead
I
ass
know.
because honestly, maybe because I also some people used to say I was showing too much flesh, and so when I saw your flesh and we in school, I'm like, you know what I'm saying? And so that's that. And I was like, and then another thing is, and I'm also very blunt sometimes. If I offend you, I'm sorry. I'm being dead. Like I'm serious.
Thank you.
The thing is also even with me, you see how with my collar up, and now that I have a child, when I was pregnant with Queen, I got rid of more than half my wardrobe because I knew, well, I
You
believe,
put
no
wear
matter
that.
who
Yeah.
I was, I should not wear this now because I'm a mother. Like I used to always wear really short stuff and low stuff and tight stuff and fitting stuff. I, you know, I'm not like she'll see me in a swimsuit or some short stuff around the house, but when I'm outside, I don't do that. And I just assume as an instructor or a teacher, and also because also me,
But I wasn't trying to. That's the thing.
no, it's not you. It's me. I'm saying that's the bad part about people. I inflict my situation on you, my situations on you. Like by me, also like I taught at college, I taught at Harvard School of Art, LIA College. By me being who I am, people will look at me, and
What the hell?
I'm always trying to hide. What you say?
Oh, snap.
But I'm just saying, like
Sorry.
people always. So for me, because my breast is large, you know what I'm saying. So I'm just so used to concealing. And I guess maybe because you're young and you like, well, this is what it is, and I no, and also and I forgot because when I was in my 30s, it is what it is. Now I don't think that way. So like I said, I apologize. And that's the problem. See, you see what older people always throwing their shit on people. You see what I'm saying? See, I done did it again.
When I was younger, I would wear more V-neck shirts because it felt comfortable to me, not because I wanted to be out. But I have a thick neck. Me wearing shirts up to here was so uncomfortable. So I wore a V-neck shirt to work. But my job was like an after-school job. It wasn't that crazy. But now that I'm a teacher, the first thing I did was said, oh my God, I can't wear any of these V-neck shirts to work. I have to get a whole new wardrobe of shirts that are up to here. And that's the first thing I did. And then me being a PE teacher, I was like, I have to get a better bra where it's not, the push-up bra with my up to here like they are now. I have to get, a nice, good fitting, supportive bra with my nice, neck shirts so I can be more comfortable around the students and they can be more comfortable around me because I feel like that would be so unprofessional in my field. But on the weekend, I wear this.
Does anybody else
and hope I don't run into any kids.
Would anybody else like to share an insecurity?
Being slim is my insecurity. I know everybody has the opposite of me, but I know everybody looking at me like, bitch.
But no, that's a problem for people too.
That's a problem for skinny people when people think you're too skinny. That'd be the issue. It's like, oh well, you need to eat a sandwich. Wait a minute, I ate like 3 times. I should be fine. But my insecurity body image for me is my legs. I've come to learn to come out of it, but I think they're so small compared to what everybody deems is pretty. Because nowadays everybody deems like being thicker is the prettier thing to be. So for me, it's like I'm not as thick as everybody else, but again, like I said, like my arms and my legs are my two insecurities. But 2020, I was just like, oh well, you got to deal with what you got to keep it going, cause
Oh,
ain't nobody else gonna do nothing for me but deal with it.
Right, that's very true. That's very true. It's like, look, if you don't want to do something to change it, then you really don't have a problem with it. It's what other people perceive as a problem.
Yes.
well, you're beautiful. Don't
We are all beautiful.
Yeah, you all are beautiful. I'm so happy to see you guys today because you guys are on 10. I look all regular, like I done worked out or something. But you guys are all beautiful, and I love that you guys have this panel. I think it's a game changer, and the people need to hear this. So I'm thankful to be a part of this. And like I said, I'm old school. I am, I shouldn't. That's what older people do. They spill their shit on people, unfortunately. But
Wisdom, we learn from you. It's wisdom, we learn from you.
Exactly.
Well, thank you.
And do we have time for one more?
Excuse me?
Do you have time for one more? Can I share one?
Yeah, of course. I was waiting for you.
If you want to progress along.
I was waiting for you, girl.
So I think for me, my body insecurities, I was always like, keep in mind, one, that I was super fat, and two, that I had like really bad acne. I remember I got acne in like 4th grade. The boys would like make fun of me, and there was this one girl, and I remember her to this day. Her name was Kestia. She was like, "It's called puberty. That's why you're not going through it." I was like, "My God." So there was that I struggled with, because none of the kids in my grade, I was 8 years old. None of the kids in my class looked like me in that way, And then the second thing I remember was always going to the doctors with my mom. I think that's where it started. And the doctor, like, giving my mom the report, your daughter's overweight. She has, like, the insulin marks around her neck.
Doctors too,
so she needs to lose weight, otherwise she's going to have some serious health issues. And that was always in my mind. Like, it gave me some anxiety. And then coupled with the kids at school, like, making fun of me. Like, there was this one girl, her name was Raven. She was so cute. Like, and I was so jealous. I was like, look at your, well, my hair was always great when I was a kid, because my mom, that was her pride for me. But the girl, we were in after school, and I hate this fucking after school program. Excuse my language. Anyway, so we were sitting on a long, like, Last Supper style table, basically. And she and I were on opposite ends, right? The short ends of the table. And I guess she was looking for some room. She was like, she said, Tia, I'm gonna get fat ass back. And I was like 10, and I felt so sad. Like, I cried, because it's already on my brain, so for someone to say it out loud really just like triggered it for me. And then I remember, like, my mom checking my arm one day. She was like, come here. I was elementary school again, y'all. Crazy, right? So young, so little. My mom was like looking at my arm. She was like looking to see if I had stretch marks. Like, and I was like, this is, and I didn't even register. It didn't register at the time before she did it. And then, of course, after that, plus, all the things I had just mentioned to you all, that's when I started to, like, really be conscious of my weight. By the time I got to middle school, I wore a uniform, so we had a skirt. And I don't care what nobody says, no uniform skirts look cute, okay? Mm-hmm. Them shits are not flattering, okay?
They're not.
Like, and I remember, I remember just putting the uniform up, or maybe like putting it later on the bed. And I was looking at the waist. I was like, wow, that is such a long waistline. And I remember starting to walk home an hour every day from school. I was like, I gotta get this exercise in. I was dieting crazy. And I used to use the skirt as like a measurement of my waist. I was like, it needs to, my friend Christy, she was such a skinny girl when we were 12, 13, around that, growing up. She was like, Tiara, you're fine. You're so pretty. Like, you're going to kill yourself. I was like, no, you don't understand. And I think, even though that was a very long time ago, like over 10 years ago now, I still to this day struggle with those same issues. Like, I still to this day will go and try my hardest to work out. And even if I don't make it to that workout, I'm like feeling guilty about not working out, or guilty about what I'm eating, or like, I'm like, shit, I'm happy it's COVID-19. I wear my mask because my face is breaking out. Like, some real, and I don't mean my sympathy goes out to all people who have lost family members, of course, and jobs during this time. I'm not trying to make light of the situation, but I do really feel like covered or protected behind that mask when I do have to go outside as of lately. Like if I run to the store or something, because I'm like, shit, I don't feel pretty today. You know, like at least I had a pretty face. If I don't got a pretty face, I don't got a cute body. Damn, shit, let me put my ponytail up. Like, you know,
Yeah, you are gorgeous. I'm like,
you
I'm
don't have to
sorting
say.
out.
So that was my story. I just wanted to like share it with y'all because I do think, like, to me, thinking about it, it's so crazy that I've been a little girl dealing with these issues, hearing my doctor friends, my mom, my family talk about my weight, and internalizing all of that. And now here I am, 25 years old now, like, and I'm still dealing with it, and it's crazy. It's just, I can't wait for the day till I get like Tamika, and I'm like, you know what, this is who I am, and y'all gonna love it, or that's it. Y'all don't have to love it. I don't care if y'all love it or not, because I love
27.
it.
It's 27.
Yeah,
27, you'll be like everything. I promise you, 27. Because I start snapping at 27.
Fingers crossed.
You're so gorgeous.
I feel like I'm getting like that now. It's like, look, this is just what it is. I'm gonna just take it and keep it pushing.
Yeah, I don't like it, then you know what?
You ain't the one for me.
Exactly, because you had this body for how many years at this point? Like you live with this is who you are. Like no matter being acne, no matter being your weight, being big or small, this is what it is. Like if you want to work out and fix it, yay. But if you tired and you don't feel like doing that, and you want to open a bag of chips, open a bag of motherfucking chips.
That's my life, though.
Go sit your ass down and watch your show like you thought you was when you got in the house. Like, being it from me, oh well. Like, cause I'm gonna open the 3 bags of chips and eat all 3 of them, and I promise you, ain't nothing going nowhere. My weight go to my attitude. I tell everybody that every day. Like,
that's funny.
So, you guys agreed that mental health goes hand in hand with body image?
Yes.
Oh yes. Oh yes. And I feel like when you don't feel, or when you don't look pretty, or you don't feel that you look pretty, that's in your mind. That's why you have a lot of body disorders, and it's really with your mind. It's a mindset. It really is a mindset. And if your mind isn't strong enough to overcome all of the media and comments and everything that's being thrown at you constantly, then it becomes an issue for you. And it has to go hand in hand. There's no way that it can't go hand in hand. And if you're already struggling with mental health for some other reason,
that just adds on.
Right, body image can slowly creep in there, and then you can start to have an issue with your body when you never did before.
I think so this is something I don't share, so I don't know if even Shannon knows. Like when I was in college, I was diagnosed with like clinical anxiety and depression. Like I had to leave school for a semester to really heal, right? And thank God it's been 5 years and I haven't had a relapse. But the mind is such a crazy place.
It's powerful.
If you're not around people or a supportive environment that is always going to continue to nourish you, because everyone is different, right? Some people need that. Like for me, I needed that. That's the environment. Then your mind will take over. The mind is its own place. I don't know how to. I feel like the words that I'm saying are not like expressing how like.
No, you're conveying it. You're conveying it well. That's the truth. That's 100.
It's a big thing. I lost so much weight when I was back in school. I would run around the park. Like, nah, I gotta eat a salad every day. And on Friday, I'll have that Caesar dressing because it's creamy. And that's it. Like, Caesar salad for your what?
No,
like,
you know, I'm telling you, I used to go to bed hungry. My stomach used to growl.
That's crazy.
Like, no, for real, because what I look like, that's my money and my man in my 20s.
Right.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, like, I got a car for my boyfriend in college, in undergrad, because that's who Holly was then. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm telling you,
that's very true.
It's real. Like, my mental health is not stable now. Like, I've tried different therapists. You know what I'm saying? But if you ain't experienced shit, you can't even guide me on shit.
Right.
Straight. You know what I'm saying? So but I said, like I said, my mother even, she regret, like she said, one time she made a comment, because when I graduated from undergrad, she had told me, I ain't gonna never forget this. We went out to dinner after my graduation. She said, "You are perfect right now." And that's when I went to size 6. I was hungry, going to bed hungry. And I've always wanted to always stay that size. I stayed that size for a long time. You know what I'm saying? I stayed that size. And then I had a car accident when I was in graduate school, and I had got back from a 6 to a 10, like a 10, 12 probably. And then when I moved to New York, I wanted to get back small, but she told me I was perfect. So I got my mother's approval finally. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then she's never said I was perfect again. Like, she still haven't, you know what I'm saying? So
that hurts too. When you don't get your mother's approval for a lot of stuff, it's like you said, Tiara, like, if you don't have support from your family, that's
still alone, right?
That's the
That
first.
hurts your heart.
But sometimes I don't honestly feel like it's always your family. Like, you can have your family have your back, or like, you know, make you feel pretty or make you think, well, because I had my grandma. So my grandma would always be like, oh my God. I will always be in the mirror. Like, oh, how do I look? How do I look? She'd be like, girl, you look good, and get out the mirror. And it's like, okay, I look good. Let me get out the mirror. But it's once you get out of your house, that's when there's another influence that comes into your life. Like the people around you, and then you got your media, and you got other, like you said, teachers. And it's like you have all these other influences around you. Like, your family do play a part in it, but I feel like your family plays a smaller part, and then you have like a bigger part that be like, oh, if you're the perfect size, then it's like, okay, yay. But if you're not, then your family could tell you you're beautiful every day, all day, from skin tone to your size. They could just tell you you're beautiful. But once you get outside of your family and into other things,
and
it's
somebody
like,
say you ugly, that's it.
yes, and you be like, oh, and that one sticks with
and
you.
you take that to heart, right?
But see, I'm totally opposite, because to me, first of all, I learned a long time ago. This is how I was, because I'm old school. Your family is your nucleus. Nobody else fucking count. Like, we was like, it's all about blood. It's all about the family. It's all about what we say. Like, I'm honestly, to this day, if my mother said, Holly, go slap this bitch, I probably would. Be honest with you. That's how I was raised. Like, go hard. Like, I'm going hard for you. If you wrong or not, we'll talk about once we get home. I'm gonna go hard for you right now. That's how I was raised. It was like I said, my mother played a part. Like, right now, probably Queen Sandy probably played a part about my sickness. It's not like everybody always thought I was dope, but I still had that insecurity because I'm seeing my mother, I'm seeing him, and But outside influence, it's just crazy, guys.
Yeah, but I feel like now.
And you know what it is? Like,
wait,
go ahead, Tati.
Like, to piggyback off like what Tamika was saying, and like to kind of comment on what Holly was saying, you see how everybody's like, oh, you know how they parents were there, they're like, oh, you're beautiful, you're this. As far as my, memory goes, I didn't have that kind of pep talk with my mother and everybody. I felt like they just probably assumed that I knew that about myself.
Right.
So it was like, for me, I had my own self-confidence. And then it was like, once I stepped out, the house doors, it was like a completely different world. So it was like, for example, I went to a predominantly white elementary school. And once my mother, she had my sister, times a little bit different. We had to move, which caused us then to move to a predominantly Spanish neighborhood. Now, when I went to school with the little, clear kids, I like to call them clear. I went to school with them. I didn't feel like I had any like insecurities about my body or anything. Like, I didn't feel like that. Don't get me wrong. Like, there were times where I felt like awkward because I was like probably 1 out of 5 Black girls or Black kids inside the school altogether. But I didn't look at myself like any differently as far as weight wise. It was once I came out that school and I got into like a whole different neighborhood where all the girls were like fully developed, or like, they looked down on me because I was like the Black girl that had like this body and I didn't have like this long hair. That's where my insecurities came. And I kind of saw it once I stepped inside the classroom, where I see like all these little Spanish girls and they friends touching up on like, oh, you got a nice body, you got this, you got that. I feel like it also plays a part when it comes to the culture too. So you can't just blame just like, your family or your society and stuff like that. It also starts from the culture.
I have one thing to say too. It's something what Tamika has said that made me remember. I have a problem accepting when somebody says you look pretty. I mean, I'm gonna truly say, oh, thank you. And when I say I truly do appreciate it, I mean it. And this is a specific reason. When I was younger, where I used to live, we had this big wall and it was full of mirror. And when I was little, I used to go to the mirror and, just playing in the mirror. My mom, she used to say, get out the mirror, you're vain. Get out the mirror, you're vain. So as in me thinking, I know that I'm pretty. She knows that I'm pretty, but why she keep telling me get out the mirror? That's how I'm thinking. So it's like, okay, be pretty, but be humble.
Mm-hmm.
Be pretty, but be humble. So I have a hard time like saying, well, shit, I look good today. Fuck. Like, I don't know when is it okay to do that?
Now.
You beat your face.
But does
that moment when them eyebrows be perfect? Yes.
Do you guys understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like kind of confusing sometimes. So when somebody say you look good, when I say, you know what? I truly do appreciate it. I mean it.
Yeah, you
don't have that false self-confidence yet.
You don't. You don't own your shit because I called you out on it. Because I was like, oh, she's a pretty girl, blah, 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 blah. She's a young girl. I call y'all both young. You beautiful. But you don't own your shit yet. Let me give you, what do you say? You 33?
Oh.
How old are you?
Are you talking about me?
I'm 27.
Oh, I'm sorry. 37, you don't feel it? No, baby, I'm so sorry. No, we'll give you till you 33. Let me give you 5 more years.
Now I feel like it takes more time because we have so much more influencers besides our family.
You have to wait. You have to wait. Because like when I was turning 27, I started, that's when I left graduate school,
Yes,
I don't know,
you
but
went graduate school at 27.
Let me talk to you for a year. Let me talk to you for a year. I help you out, cause you're beautiful. You're beautiful. You're perfect. You guys, well, you guys are, like I said, you guys aren't hearing it enough, and we're not probably hearing it from people that look like us enough either.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I think that by me growing up in the Midwest and everybody, especially in junior high, everybody was black in my junior high. We didn't have Spanish girls and white girls and stuff in my junior high. It was black, period. And that's what I think that's another thing about New York. Mm-hmm. But you probably don't hear enough, but I'm telling you.
I mean, I know it. It's just, I don't know how to demonstrate it.
Mm-hmm.
You get it? I know that I'm a pretty person. I know I look good, but sometimes I have a hard time like demonstrating it.
It'll come to a point where you just feel it and you like, fuck, I look good. I look good. That's it. And I'm gonna say it, and I'm gonna look in the mirror, and I'm gonna keep doing this, and I'm gonna because I look good. Because nobody else is gonna do it for you. You realize you got to do it for yourself.
Absolutely right.
And you don't have to demonstrate it. It's a
right.
It's like this.
It's a feeling. Energy.
It's like an internal, right. But it's like something you portray.
Right. That's what I mean. Then it is demonstrated. It is demonstrated because you feel it and you see it on your face and your body movement and your language changes and you raise your head high. That's when you feel it and you demonstrate it to people without even knowing it.
Yep.
Yeah. I think
I have the main perfect question for everybody. If you could erase your imperfections, would you?
Yes.
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 I'm not even gonna hide it, y'all. I'm gonna say yes. Because as I already mentioned, I'm still working on those insecurities of mine. So yes.
So you guys don't believe in your imperfections make you who you are?
I just said no. I wouldn't change mine. I know my legs are skinny and my arms are skinny too, but oh fuck it though. Like, I don't know. I've come to live with them to the point where it's like I feel like if they're any bigger, I would feel awkward. Like I've tried that weight gain journey. Like I know everybody did the weight loss, but I've done a weight gain journey, and I've seen myself at a bigger weight than normal, and you know, at a certain point, it's like, okay, that's cute. I like that on me. That's nice, like a 1D. But I've been like well, I ain't gonna tell y'all, so y'all be laughing, like, bitch, you do that's small. But for me, it's been like I've been at a certain weight, and I was like, ooh, girl. And I'm not one of the girls who, you know, the one that be holding the weight like just all in their butt.
Right.
Girl, that thing went to my stomach. I was like, bitch, this is a little too much. And it didn't even go to my lower leg. Like, it didn't even hit the calf. Like, just like, you know what? Let me lose some of this. And then at this point, I'm just like, you know what? Just take it how it is for me. You know?
But would I like to be how I was before, Queen? Yeah, but I'm not willing to do surgery to make my stomach smaller. You know what I'm saying? It's just really weird. I don't know. Like, I told myself I'll start juicing tomorrow. We'll see. I got to drink now. Who knows? You know what I'm saying? But
I would say it depends on the imperfection. Some imperfections can be altered naturally. Like if you feel you are big, you go and lose weight. If you feel your hair's too short, go get a wig. You want longer braids, braid in the braids with the extensions in it. Like there's ways you can find to alter whatever.
Surgery?
Like surgery. When you hear surgery, everybody instantly thinks like implants or foreign objects into your body.
Or I think like for me, reduction too, like liposuction, taking away fat.
When I think surgery, I also think breast lift. Breast lift is natural. There's nothing, when you get a breast lift, you get the tissues in your breast is just being
cut off,
manipulated. It's being manipulated, and you just get that natural lift, as opposed to just getting the implants in your breast, and that could pop and and kill you.
I actually have two imperfections or insecurities. One of my insecurities, it came when I was younger, was my lips. That I would keep. I wouldn't care about that. That's something that is not a top priority on my list. My other insecurity, of course, is my weight gain. Because like I said,
what's wrong with your lips?
Right, her lips are too big. They too juicy.
No, my lips are like they like this. Yeah, I can't see because the camera.
Your lips are gorgeous, please.
Right. Let's go lip shopping once this quarantine is over. Let's go find you some lip stuff so you can love your lips. Girl, I love
they pay for them nowadays.
Girl.
Yeah. But like my other insecurity is definitely like my weight. Cause like I don't want to say I was used to being a certain size. Cause even like when I was skinny, I still was like, yo, I gotta lose some weight. Like to me, it was like a mental thing. Like I would continuously work out. And then now as I get older, I'm like, dang, like I look at pictures. What was wrong with me? Like there was nothing wrong with me back then. And now here I am. And I'm not ashamed of it. I'm 200 plus pounds now after having a child. So I was like, okay, now I got to switch up doing what I got to do. I'm not going to lie. I'm not comfortable with my weight itself, but I am trying to go the natural way as far as like trying to lose it. Now, if it don't work out, then, 2021.
I hear you. But you guys, we got to love ourselves no matter what's going on. We just got to figure out we need to fix our mind, probably, because I know I need to fix my mind, because my mind is very damaged, with my self-image.
I wouldn't say it's always your mind. What if you actually just had this problem ever since you was little, like on Botched? There's a whole bunch of people that come on Botched. And I remember a perfect episode. This woman, she came on the episode. Her mom hit her in the nose by accident, like elbowed her in the nose, like by accident. And she lived with this nose messed up until 30. She finally goes to the doctor to go get it fixed. She gets it fixed, and you just see she was so happy with herself because she got it fixed. I don't think that was a mental thing.
My thing is, why the fuck her mother didn't get that shit fixed? If I
exactly, my mother too got it fixed.
I would want my child to be
answer that.
But I think it's both, though. I think yes, her mother should have got that fixed immediately. But two, I think she didn't accept her nose because someone told her it wasn't beautiful.
I was about to say that. Right.
It's a mental thing. It hit you mentally, like.
But it was perfect before she hit it.
Yeah, but
Right, but
afterwards,
still.
your
Yeah,
mental
What,
starts
could
to
she
work for
breathe?
you.
Could she breathe?
Slightly.
Okay.
Slightly.
If the breathing was the issue, her mother should have got it fixed.
Yeah,
one.
some of the
But
probably
two, if it's just
Yeah.
it doesn't look pretty, that means somebody told you there was something wrong with the way your nose looked.
Right.
Because
Or
if
she's
you
looking around
wasn't
like,
thinking about your nose, you can breathe, you fine, you're healthy,
Especially
you're
because
alive.
30,
You
it took
wouldn't
her
think
till
about
30.
it.
Ask you guys to put yourself in her shoes. Would you walk around with your nose looking the way it did?
But
Not for 30 years.
Probably not.
But how long was it? How long was it messed up?
She said it happened when she was like, what, maybe 19, 18?
No, I wouldn't have. I'm not gonna front.
This
I'm
part,
not. I wouldn't have.
this
If I
part
felt that uncomfortable,
was
I would have
good.
told my mother. I told my mother when I was younger, I wanted my nose done when I was in high school. And I also, she told me, wait till you're 25. Wait till you're 25 and see if you feel the same. When at 25, I didn't feel the same. She told me, wait. My thing is, we did the same things with my younger sisters. They wanted their breasts done. We told them to wait too. They don't feel the same. So I also think, but if my nose was messed up, I'm not trying to be funny. I would have worked 2 jobs in every summer to make sure I get no, I'm dead serious. Like I'm
But
not gonna.
I get you. I get you. I'm not walking around like that's just me.
Like if no, like
Not for that
honestly,
long.
no, that's a
That's what
long
I'm
time.
saying.
That's
Not
11
that
years.
long, but she finally got it fixed and she was happy.
That's
Mom,
great.
your pockets. That's
Because
it.
mentally she knew it was a problem. Mentally it was a
Yeah.
problem, but
She
she'd
probably
rather
don't-
just walk around like that, which didn't make no sense. Because if it happened at 19, but you waited until you like 30 something to get your nose fixed, it's like
That's
it took you
insane.
that long to get your nose fixed.
Yeah, no, I think she did get it fixed. She did get it
I know
fixed.
that was like what,
She
$3,000, $4,000. That's not even no money.
went
Right.
to the
She could have got that handled.
Yeah.
she went to the wrong doctor.
Oh,
Oh, that's what it got botched.
She
Yeah.
went, right, botched. She went to the wrong doctor. They messed up her nose even worse. So then she came to this doctor and they fixed it. And when they fixed it, she was so happy. I'm sorry, I didn't say that the rest of the story,
And
but it was a weight
that
off
makes
her
sense.
shoulder.
Let me tell you this. I know a lot of people, not a lot of people. I know certain people who don't do research, who do things for cheap, and they get results, and they go out,
That
go
is cheap.
back and back and back.
Yeah.
If you really want something done, do your research, travel to LA, travel to Miami, travel to Atlanta, go to a doctor that look like you, who understand exactly what you want. Don't go the cheap route. That's only like I condone surgery if you go to the best. Don't spend if it costs $10,000 for the best, bitch. Don't spend $3,000. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's like there's no shortcuts to beauty. Just like if you want to exercise and lose weight, or if you want a personal trainer, it's no shortcuts to get what you really want. So if you know, if that's what you want to do, go for the best. Just don't do nothing half-assed.
Yeah. I want to say real quick about the lady on botch with the nose. I think there's something about the face, right? The face, like, it's the first thing people see. I think it's to have such a noticeable
And it's
flaw.
pronounced.
Yeah, it's I think it's a different type of it's a different level of insecurity because it's not something she could hide under her clothes, you know, or dress away or something.
And it's not to say that she probably got teased. I mean, I'm sure people may have said things, but if you're constantly looking at something that you don't like and you're comparing it to how it was before, you're always gonna sit there and say, okay, I want to get it back how it was. I want to get it back how it was. And so that's probably what it was every day. But then she could have just got that done a couple of years later. Like Holly said, those surgeries are not that expensive. But anyway.
What?
To get your nose fixed?
You said those surgeries aren't expensive?
That's expensive. No, to get your nose fixed? No. It's not even that expensive to get liposuction.
I never did it before, so I don't.
No, I looked into it because like I said, I wanted my nose. My older sister used to tease me. Like I'm telling you, my family's when you get teased about certain things, nobody ever talked about
it. Fix it.
When you have an older sister, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. I love her to death, but she used to tease me. What up?